mat warm-up. You're going to start with your knees hip bone distance apart and your feet are going to be touching and together. So I'm going to use my mat as a guide. I'm going to open my knees as wide as the mat. My feet are touching, and then I'm just going to take my hips back to my heels, and then I'm coming back up. Hips back to heels and up. Inhale back and exhale up. Inhale back and exhale up. And as you continue to do this, we're going to alternate taking the hips to the one heel and up, and then to the other heel. Just dropping down in a nice bit of movement through your inner thighs, pelvic floor. We'll do one more each side. Last one. I'm going to come up to center. All right, keeping the same position with the legs. I'm going to drop my hips to the right heel, and I'm going to walk my right hand on top of my left. So I'm looking for a nice deep stretch all down that right side. Shift your hips to the left. Walk your hands over to the right. So you just have that nice diagonal stretch in the body. Take some big breaths, and you're breathing into the back ribs. As you breathe in and out, breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. Excellent. All right, you're going to come up onto hands and knees. If this is a problem for the wrists, you're going to roll up your mat. Heel of your hands are on the mat, your fingers are released. Draw your shoulders down, and you're just going to go into a small pelvic tilt. Doesn't have to be super big. Keep it nice and small where you just tuck. Exhale, inhale. Exhale to tuck. Inhale, release. Exhale, tuck. Inhale, release. And we're just going to do two more. And then last one. And then release. Very good. You're going to draw one leg up to a reverse tabletop, and you're going to bring it back down. And lift, and lower, and lift. And now from this position, you're going to take the leg out to the side and down, lift. And then we'll do the same on the other side. Lift up to that reverse tabletop. And while you're doing this, you're keeping your pelvis level. Avoid increasing the curve in your lower back. You're keeping the pelvis nice and still. And then when you go out to the side, lift, lift. We'll just do one more. And then from here, I'm just going to give you a different view. This will just be easier. You're going to go out to the side, around and in. Just making a small circle. Just stirring the femur bone into your hip socket. And we're going to change direction. And lift. And then we'll switch legs. You're going to go out, around and up, and just use a range of motion which is doable for you. It doesn't have to be super big. And we're just going to change direction. You're going to go up, around and in. Nice deep breaths. One more time. And in. Very good. So this exercise is going to seem really tiny, and it's a good neck strengthening exercise. So you're just going to bring your chin back towards your throat. So you're helping to lengthen the back of the neck. And then you're just going to lift your head as if one sheet of paper slipped under your head. So my hair isn't even going to leave the mat. And it's going to be very hard to see, but you just want to have a look at the muscles around the front and the sides of my neck. So I'm just going to bring my chin back, and then I'm just going to float my head and then release. Chin comes back, float, and release. What will probably happen, you will probably lift your head too high. And I want you to keep it really small. And just before you go to lift your head, I want you to bring your chin back towards your throat every single time. So if you feel like you're giving yourself a double chin, you know that you're doing it right. So for this one, you're going to start pulling your shoulders back. And then you're going to keep your eye gaze down, and you're going to lift your head. And then you're just going to bring your chin back towards your throat and then release. Chin comes back and release. Now, while you're doing this, avoid going too high. Keep the glutes relaxed and just let your chin go back towards your throat. Keep the shoulders down away from the ears and make sure that your shoulders are pulled back. So this is effort. It's not easy. You want to make sure the shoulders are back and you're bringing your chin back towards your throat. You will get tired. Do as many as you can, take a break, and then do some more. Great exercise for your neck in a standing position. You're just going to take your hands nice and flat like this, and you're going to slide it under your chin. So you've just got that nice horizontal line. Then from here, you're going to draw your shoulder, you're going to draw your chin back towards your throat, and then forward, and back, and forward. Easy exercise to bring your head back where it's meant to be. Your head weighs 10 to 12 pounds, and the further forward your head goes, the heavier it becomes. So it's quite easy to see why the position of your head can create neck and shoulder tension. So just bringing the chin back and then forward. So just see as I move in forward and back, my chin stays level. I'm neither lifting or lowering. So the position of your head, you're trying to bring, and this might not be for a while, so don't force it, you're trying to bring your ear in line with your shoulder. And that is the optimal position of your head. You want your head to sit on top of your spine instead of being forward of your spine and creating excess expansion in the back and excess compression in the front. So when you're doing your neck exercises, if you just place your hand there, it'll give you a little bit of feedback, and you're bringing your chin back towards your throat. Yes, it's going to feel like you're giving yourself a double chin. No, you probably won't like it, but it's an excellent exercise to bring your head back on top of your spine and reduce neck and shoulder tension. So your shoulder warm up, you're going to start just rolling your shoulders up, back, down and forward. And I want you to go this way, because if we go the other way, we're always hunching and rounding forward. So this way is going to help to open up the shoulders, open the chest. Remember, your head is sitting on top of your spine. So avoid dropping your head forward. I want you to look straight ahead as you roll out your shoulders. Nice big rotations all the way around. You're reaching up, back, down and forward. Very good. Okay, so you're going to take your yoga block. You're going to place it to the side of your hip, where you can have your hand, the heel of your hand, pressing against the yoga block with a straight arm. Stand nice and tall, lift your rib cage off your pelvis. Then you're going to take your free hand and just slide it under your armpit area. This is the area that we're going to be working. So if you put your hand there, it'll give you some feedback. So you're standing nice and tall. You're going to press. I'm pressing my hand into the yoga block and into my hip. And as I'm doing that, I can feel the muscles under my fingers activate. And these are the muscles that will help you to strengthen the muscles at the underneath the shoulder to stop the shoulders from rising up to your ears. Put your hands into your front pockets. We're just going to do one arm at a time because I want you to put one free hand on your shoulder, and that will give you the feedback that when you take your elbow out to the side, there's no elevation in that shoulder joint. So elbow out to side and slide your hand deep into your back pocket. Elbow out to side, slide into front pocket. Because what will typically happen if you have rotator cuff issues, your shoulder will elevate to bring that arm forward and back. So keeping your hand there is going to give you the feedback that you need to eliminate shrugging your shoulder up. So you're just sliding your hand into the front pocket and into the back pocket. If you're feeling any sensitivity or pain, I want you to stop and try again later. We are not working through pain. You're going to do the other side. When you feel confident that you can do this without elevating your shoulders, then you can do them both at the same time. I would like you to do this in front of a mirror because I want to make sure that there's no elevation. So keep the shoulders down. Think of your shoulders reaching east and west, and your shoulders are a nice wide coat hanger. So that way you're going to eliminate, you want the movement to come from the shoulder joint without the shoulder joint elevating up towards the ears. So in this video, we're going to move on to more advanced rotator cuff exercises. So we're still going to start with a single arm, and then we'll go into doubles after. So you put one hand deep into your front pocket, put the other hand onto the shoulder. You're going to bend your elbow out to the side. You're going to pause. Now double check that your elbow remains lower than your shoulder. If you come here, you've probably elevated this shoulder already. So stay on the lower side. Then you're going to turn your palm to face forward. That's your external rotation. And then you're going to reach out on a high diagonal. Then you're going to bend your elbow, come back in. Remember, your elbow stays below the height of your shoulder. You're going to internally rotate here, and then you're going to slide your hand into your back pocket. So this is your start position. Elbow out to the side, externally rotate, reach out, elbow bends, internal rotation, and front pockets. Elbow out to the side, externally rotate, reach, bend, internal rotation, back pocket. Elbow out to the side, turn and reach. And remember, if any of this gives you pain or sensitivity, you are going to pause and try again later. Then go to the other side. Keep this hand on your shoulder. What we are not looking for is this. We are not looking for your hand to be lifted closer to your ear. Find your inner giraffe, lengthen that you can do these exercises without elevating the shoulders. You can do both at the same time. So hands start deep into front pockets. Flex elbows out to the side. Make sure those elbows are staying below the height of your shoulders. Externally rotate so your palms are facing forward. Reach northeast and northwest. Elbows bend. Internally rotate and hands into back pockets. And just double check that there is no elevation in your shoulders when you are doing these exercises. You're standing nice and tall. You're looking straight ahead. Remember, avoid looking down as you are going through your rotator cuff exercises, which will help to keep your arms nice and healthy. Pelvis. So you're going to start with a slight bend in the knees. You're going to place the hands on the front of the legs, so my fingers are facing down towards my knees. Keeping the shoulders down, you're just going to tuck your tailbone and then release. So you're rocking your pelvis forward and back. So if you think of the tailbone at the back, you're tucking the tailbone and then you're releasing the tailbone to the ceiling. Or you can think of the pubic bone at the front. Pubic bone lengthens away from your nose. Pubic bone comes towards the nose. So you just want to let the pelvis rock forward and back, keeping the shoulders down away from the ears. So in this video, we're just going to do some figure eights with the leg. We're going to start off with a bent knee, and then you're going to sweep the knee across the body and then sweep the knee away from the body, all the while making a small sweeping figure eight sensation. And if that feels okay in your lower back, you're then going to extend that leg and do the same figure eight sweeping motion. And as you go across the body, the kneecap's going to turn in. And as you go away from the kneecap, away from the body, the kneecap is going to turn out. And hold on to each knee with each hand and circle the knees away from midline and towards midline. Just stirring your femur bone into the hip socket and then work in reverse as well. So you want your feet, all 10 toes facing straight ahead. Keep the pelvis level. So that means that you are neither pushed forward or over tucked back. So if you think of your pelvis as a full bucket of water, nice and tall, you're just going to let your knees bend over your toes and then come back up. And this is helping to keep your ankles moving optimally. And this will help to avoid shuffling as we live longer. Just let the knees bend over the toes. So you're staying pretty vertical. There's no hip hinging. Eye gaze is straight ahead. Just going to bend at the knees. And you may feel a stretching working sensation in the lower limbs below the knees. So just going to bend and extend. And then you're going to bend and hold it there. Let the weight be into the heels and the balls of your feet, and then try and go down a little bit lower. So I want you to take your fingers, place them under your ribs, and when you breathe in, you want to help spread your ribs apart. And when you breathe out, press the ribs together. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. So when you're placing your fingers around the angle of your rib cage, you're going to breathe in, spread your ribs apart. Breathe out, press the ribs together. Breathe in, spread apart. Breathe out, spread together, push together. So you want to start feeling your diaphragm move when you breathe in and breathe out, rather than breathing into the abdominals. So when you breathe into the abdominals like this, you can just see how much you are pushing the abdominal wall upwards and outwards. So if I was standing, my abdominals would be pushing out. So you are going to be moving your whole torso when you breathe in and breathe out, but you want the torso to move because your primary mover is your diaphragm, your biggest breathing muscle, and it sits around just below your bra band. Take time, especially if you've been a shallow chest breather, or if you have been breathing right down into your belly. It is going to take a while, so be patient with yourself, but help your ribs move when you're breathing in and breathing out. So when you inhale, you're spreading the ribs apart, and when you exhale, you're sliding them together. So try and get your lower ribs moving to the best of your ability when you are practicing your breathing, and then you know that you're using your diaphragm. And you can also use a mirror. Watch yourself in the mirror as well. Restrictions in your diaphragm, which most of us do, you're going to take a ball. This is a hard lacrosse ball. I do not recommend one this hard. Just a tennis ball will do very nicely. And what you're going to do is massage your torso. So you're going to take the ball, you're going to find the angle of your rib cage, and you're going to massage. You're going to start in the middle, you're going to press with the heel of your hand, and you're going to make circular motions following the angle of your ribs out to your side obliques. So just if somebody were to come and pinch your waist, you're right to the side, and then you're going to come back towards the belly button, and then you're going to do the same on the other side. So if you've got two balls, you can do them both at the same time. If you've just got one, you're going to do one and then the other. So you're going to follow the angle of the ribs out to the side and back towards the belly button. This is easier laying on your back, because then the tissue will be softer. So just going to take the ball, follow the angle of the ribs, and remember to go right out to the side obliques. You want to go right out to the side there, and then massage it back in, and then try your breathing again. So see how restricted you feel in the torso. Your diaphragm and pelvic floor sit parallel to each other within your body, acting like a dynamic pressure system that supports your core breathing and pelvic health. Poor alignment and inefficient breathing patterns can contribute to issues like breathlessness, core instability, and pelvic floor dysfunction. By improving your posture and restoring this